Alright, thanks for joining. This is Movado, and I'm here with another stream. I am here on a plasma planet. I'm actually taking out a couple drones really quick so I can show you how auto miners work. I came here to a very large deposit. There he goes. And I'm going to park down here, and we're going to start talking auto miners, and I'll explain how they work. They're generally pretty simple. Really quick though, I think probably you all know this while I'm in the ship, your V key puts you in external mode, and then if you press your Alt key, it kind of gets you in that free floating camera mode, so you can kind of look wherever you want. I can see that deposit's right in front of me. Sometimes what happens when you go to set auto miners is rocks do get in your way. So one trick that I've actually learned is you can actually run into rocks to get rid of them. So you see this rock right here? That rock is now gone. It's disappeared. So if you ever get out there, you want to play some auto miners, you can always run into it with your ship. The other thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to get out and go down to this little bay that I have created down here. This is my auto miner service bay. I intentionally created this super low to the ground so I can, through this force field, access auto miners, set them, refuel them, and do it all from within the ship. I have a captain's seat, a couple passenger chairs. Reason why I have the passenger chairs is because while as an individual you are limited to one auto miner, if you play with a faction, each individual person is allowed one auto miner per deposit. So if I came here with 3 buddies, all 4 of us could set an auto miner on this deposit right here. Okay, so to get started, I have the auto miners. I have a basic, an improved, and a whole bunch of advanced ones. First thing you do is you connect your container on the right. Make sure you do that connected toolbar if you're not familiar with that. Get familiar with it. You see everything goes yellow, and now your toolbar down here is yellow as well. I'm just going to unconnect that, exit this, and do that one more time. So press the F4 key, get your menu over here, select that controller, and click it and link it. And on this left side, you can do anything you want. You can move things between containers, etc. In this case, I just have it on the player inventory. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of each down here. And what I did is I left click to pick it up, and then if you right click, it'll drop one at a time. Alternatively, if you right click to pick it up, it picks up half the stack. So just a couple tips there. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you the difference between the auto miners. So the first one right here, I'm going to set it right here. It is on the Promethean deposit, and I am going to take just one. I'm going to put it in there because I'm going to pick this up right away. This is getting at 92% efficiency. It's getting 92 ore per hour. And it looks like it's going to run for 3 hours and 44 minutes with that one thing. So basically every hour you're going to get 92 ore out of this. If I were to fill this all up with fuel, that would keep running for, however many hours that would be. The quickest way to fill an auto miner is if you have the fuel in your inventory, you hold shift and left click it, and you see everything filled automatically. The same thing can be done on the left side, just shift and left click it, and it brings it all back. Okay, so that's the tier 1, the basic. It gets 92% and 92 per hour. Top, it says shift F to pick up, so I shift F. If I go back into F4, my logistics menu, you can see that auto miner is now inside this connected container. That works for everything. So if you're ever connected to a container and you pick it up, it goes directly there. Okay, so the basic was 92 per hour. The second one, I'm going to do the same thing and drop one thing in there, one fuel cell. That one's at 189 per hour, so that one doubles. 92%, same efficiency. It actually looked like the Prometheum ore limit went down, but on this server, this is the Anvil server, depletion is off, so that actually won't ever go away, but that's kind of how that works. There comes out the first ore. It's much faster because it is producing at double the rate, 189 per hour. Okay, just like before, I'm going to shift and press F. It's going to pick up that auto miner. If I go to my F4 menu, it is right here. Okay, the last one, the advanced. This is the big guy. This is the only one that I recommend using. The other ones, while they can get the same amount over time, it just ends up burning a lot more fuel. This is your advanced or the tier 3 auto miner. This one, if I put one down, I'm going to get 400 per hour on this deposit at 92%. 400 per hour is the max for all deposits. And one thing to remember with auto miners is that the size of the deposit does matter. So in this case, I'm doing, and I shift and F to pick that up. In this case, I'm doing a very large deposit, which is the largest you can get. For every size you go smaller, you get less yield. So on this one, while I get 400 ore per hour, if I go on to a large, which is the size smaller, I may only get 300 or 320 per hour. You know, the medium is probably 240, the small is 180, and you know, so on and so forth from there, and just down and down. So the bigger the deposit you find is definitely the best way to go about doing that. But that's how auto miners work. Like I said, you want to press F4, bring them down to your connected toolbar, and then you just want to place it from here. If I was here with, like I said before, if I was here with a couple allies, all of us could stack these all side by side, and each of our auto miners would get that 400 per hour mining limit. Head back up to the cockpit really quick, and I'll see if there's another one really close by. Maybe a smaller one. I don't see anything super close. That one's a medium, though. How far away is that? That's 2.5 miles. I'm going to go over there really quick, and I'll show you the difference really quick so you can see what the yield loss is. To make an auto miner core is really simple, or an auto miner is really simple. All you need is an auto miner core, and then there's some basic resources. The cores can be acquired through loot boxes or through a trader. Either way, if you start mining or farming legacy ships and some of those other harder POIs and start getting those ultra rare and very rare loot containers, you'll find them in there pretty regularly. Otherwise, you can always buy them. My strategy when I play a game is I always try to get set up on auto miners as quickly as I can, because you can put this auto miner on top of the deposit and it'll just sit there and just churn inventory for you until it runs out of fuel. For efficiency, I always recommend using the Promethium hydrocells. Got some more drones here, which is fine. And he's dead. Okay. Come down here. Hey, look at these rocks. I'm going to just run into them. Oops, let me go land here, and I'm going to go into my other... I'm going to go into the other seat down here so I can see it a little bit better. A nice thing with this little shutter door is it automatically opens up when I come down here. Ooh, that was kind of weird. Okay, so I'm just going to run right into it. So you can see I'm smashing those rocks, smash that rock, land myself, and good, I'm good. Okay. Actually, this one's a little bit higher. I don't know that I can reach that from up here. It must be on top of another rock. Let me see. Yeah, it's probably on top of this guy right here. There, that one's gone. Okay, let's try this one more time. Alright, that should be good. Okay, put that auto miner right there. One thing I didn't mention is, let me do this over, go back into my F4 menu, pull one down. You can see where the auto miner can be set because you see it's blue. I don't know if I have anything in range. I'll move when I'm done here, and I'll show you what it looks like where you cannot set it, but it shows up as red. So if the auto miner is this blue outline, that means it can be set. If it's red, that means you're not on top of the deposit. Okay, so here, I'm going to put one cell in there. This is a medium, 277 per hour. And the reason why it's lower per hour is only because the deposit size. This is a medium deposit instead of the very large size. So it's always in your best interest to use the biggest possible one. All right, well that is auto miners. Again, you've got the basic, the intermediate, or the improved, and the advanced. I strongly recommend always using the advanced. If you keep them filled up with fuel, I always use the Promethium hydrocells. That's always the best way to do it. Keeps them running the longest, and it tends to be the most efficient. I think that's all I got. If you have any questions, let me know, and of course, like and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks for joining.